Welcome to Wait. What, really? Where we explore some of the most iconic vintage cars ever made. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 vintage cars and diving into their fascinating histories. So, buckle up, folks. We're about to take a wild ride through automotive history, exploring the cars that made their mark on the world. Now, let's talk about a car that practically defines elegance. The 1934 Duesenberg Model J. Picture this. It's the Great Depression, and then this thing rolls out, a shimmering beacon of luxury. The Duesenberg Model J wasn't just a car, it was a statement. Under the hood, you had a straight-8 engine that could get this behemoth up to 100 miles per hour. It was a feat of engineering, a testament to American ingenuity and craftsmanship, and boy did it turn heads. This wasn't just a car for doctors and lawyers, this was for the Hollywood elite. It was a symbol of status, of making it big, of living the American dream. Now, let's talk about a car that's so gorgeous, it belongs in a museum, the 1961 Jaguar E-Type. This wasn't just a car, it was a sculpture on wheels, a rolling testament to British design at its finest. Even Enzo Ferrari called it the most beautiful car ever made. The E-Type wasn't just a pretty face, though. With a top speed of 150 miles per hour, it was faster than a speeding bullet. The E-Type was a force to be reckoned with at events like the 12 Hours of Sebring. Those long, flowing lines, the aggressive grille, the low-slung profile, it just screamed speed and sophistication. The E-Type became a symbol of the swinging 60s, popping up in movies, music videos, and on the trendiest streets from London to Hollywood. Now, let's talk about a car that brought a little bit of class and a whole lot of style to the everyday man. The 1936 Packard 120. Packard was known for its high-end luxury cars, but then they came out with the 120, a car that offered Packard quality at a price that wouldn't break the bank. The 120 had all the bells and whistles you'd expect from a luxury car: plush interiors, stylish design, and a smooth, powerful engine. With a 120 horsepower engine, it could hold its own against cars twice its price. The 120 had hydraulic brakes and independent front suspension, features that were ahead of their time. The Packard 120 was a hit, selling like hotcakes and proving that you didn't need a trust fund to enjoy a luxurious ride. It became a symbol of the American dream, a car that represented aspiration, achievement, and a touch of class. Now, let's talk about a car that was so far ahead of its time, it practically came with a flux capacitor, the 1948 Tucker Torpedo. Preston Tucker, the man behind the machine, was a true innovator, a dreamer who dared to challenge the status quo. The Torpedo had a futuristic design with a low-slung profile, a wraparound windshield, and a center headlight that turned with the steering wheel. Tucker incorporated features like a pop-out windshield, a padded dashboard, and a roll bar, features that wouldn't become standard for years. Unfortunately, the Torpedo's story is a tragic one. Only 51 were ever made due to financial troubles and controversy. Some say the big car companies were afraid of Tucker's innovation. Whatever the reason, the Torpedo's flame was extinguished far too soon. But even though it was a commercial failure, the Tucker Torpedo left an undeniable mark on automotive history. Now, let's talk about a car that's as American as apple pie and baseball. The 1957 Chevrolet Corvette. This wasn't just a car. It was a symbol of freedom, of the open road, of the American dream on four wheels. The 57 Corvette was a looker, no doubt about it. With its sleek, low-slung profile, its chrome accents, and those iconic tail fins, it was pure 1950s cool. Under the hood was a powerful V8 engine that roared with American muscle. It was the first Corvette to offer fuel injection, which boosted its horsepower and made it a true contender on the racetrack. The Corvette quickly became a cultural icon, appearing in movies, TV shows, and countless magazines. It was the car that every teenager dreamed of owning, the car that represented freedom, excitement, and the thrill of the open road. Now let's talk about a car that was so luxurious, so over the top, that it makes a Rolls-Royce look like a Toyota Corolla. The 1930 Cadillac V16. The V16 was all about power, and boy, did it have it in spades. Under the hood was a massive V16 engine that produced an unheard of 165 horsepower. But the V16 wasn't just about brute force, it was about smoothness and sophistication. The engine was so well balanced, so quiet, that you could barely hear it running. Of course, a car this luxurious didn't come cheap. The V16 was priced at a staggering $5,000. It was the car of choice for Hollywood stars, captains of industry, and even royalty. Now, let's talk about a car that took America by storm and sparked a revolution, the 1964 Ford Mustang. This wasn't just a car, it was a cultural phenomenon, a symbol of youthful rebellion, and the car that single-handedly created the pony car segment. The Mustang was everything the Chevrolet Corvette wasn't: affordable, accessible, and customizable. The Mustang debuted at the 1964 World's Fair and became an instant sensation. It was stylish, sporty, and fun to drive, with a range of engine options to suit every taste. But more than anything, the Mustang was about freedom. It was the car that said, "I'm young, I'm free, and I'm going places." Now, let's talk about a car that's as iconic for its doors as it is for its performance. The 1953 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. This wasn't just a car, it was a masterpiece of engineering, a technological marvel that pushed the boundaries of what was possible. The Gullwing was originally designed as a race car, and it showed. It had a lightweight tubular frame, a powerful inline-six engine, and a slippery aerodynamic body. But what really set the Gullwing apart was its doors. Those upward opening Gullwing doors weren't just a styling gimmick, they were a necessity. The Gullwing was a hit with both racers and enthusiasts, and it quickly became one of the most sought-after cars in the world. It was a car that represented the pinnacle of automotive engineering, a symbol of German precision and craftsmanship. Now let's talk about a car that's as American as apple pie and muscle cars, the 1967 Shelby GT500. This wasn't just a car, it was a legend, a beast on wheels that embodied the raw power and aggression of the muscle car era. The GT500 was the brainchild of Carroll Shelby, a racing legend who took the already potent Ford Mustang and injected it with a dose of pure adrenaline. Under the hood was a massive 428 cubic inch V8 engine that produced an earth-shattering 355 horsepower. Shelby upgraded the suspension, brakes, and tires, making it a formidable machine both on the street and on the track. The GT500's legend was further cemented by its appearance in the movie Gone in 60 Seconds, where it was immortalized as Eleanor. The car in that movie became one of the most iconic movie cars of all time, and it helped to solidify the GT500's place in automotive history. And now, folks, we've arrived at the creme de la creme, the car that makes grown men weep with envy. The 1937 Bugatti Type 57 SC Atalante. This wasn't just a car, it was a work of art, a masterpiece of design and engineering that transcended the automotive world. The Atalante was the brainchild of Jean Bugatti, son of company founder Ettore Bugatti. The Atalante's body was a masterpiece of flowing lines and curves, handcrafted from lightweight aluminum and inspired by the Art Deco movement. It was powered by a supercharged 3.3-liter straight-eight engine that produced an impressive 200 horsepower. Only 17 Atalantes were ever built, making them one of the rarest and most valuable cars in the world. They are true automotive royalty, representing the pinnacle of what can be achieved when art and engineering come together in perfect harmony. Well, folks, there you have it. Those are just a few of the vintage cars that changed the game, the ones that made us stop and say, "Wait, what? Really?" These cars represent the golden age of automotive history, a time when cars were more than just appliances. They were works of art, symbols of status, and expressions of personal freedom. So tell me, which one of these beauties would you park in your dream garage? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on our next adventure through the world of amazing automobiles.